Okay, so I figured I would document this modification process to this bedroll. I'm gonna sew another tube here so you can put a stick through there so I can hang this thing up and get it off the ground. I'm gonna put some grommets in it so that I can use it for a rain fly if I have to. So all you're gonna need for this, what I'm using for the thread is spider wire, easy braid. This is really strong stuff. Shouldn't have a problem with that. You're gonna need a knife, you're gonna need a grommet kit, maybe something to poke some holes in some really tough areas to get the needle started. Gonna need a sewing needle, something to mark stuff with, and this is a stitch spacer for working leather. I probably won't use that, but it might come in handy, and something to measure with, and some pins. And what I've done is I've marked 4.5 inches down this tube, and then I've folded it over and I've pinned it into place. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to follow this stitch pattern, and I'm just going to go straight through that. I'll go all the way to one end and then I'll come all the way back again, and this will be done without a sewing machine. So to figure out how much line you need, all I did was I got 4 times this length, and then because you're going to double it over if you're using a hand stitch, if you're using a needle you're going to double it over, so you need at least that long, and then it's going to be doubled over, so you need twice that long, and then I'm going to do 2 travels, so that's 4 times the length and then a little bit extra. It's kind of cumbersome to work with at first, but once you get going, it's not that bad. Let's get started. Lots of stitching to do. So just go through the front and then through the back, and you'll end up with that at first, but then when you go back you'll be headed in the opposite direction, so it'll fill in these gaps with a stitch. It's kind of a pain in the butt to work with thread this long. Just got to be very patient. I think doing stuff like this is important for training your patience. Patience is something that's learned. Maybe some people are born with more than others, but I think for the most part anyone can learn how to be more patient. You're definitely not going to get very fast results doing something like this. Just going to go right through where the original stitch was. Alright, we're getting there. A little over halfway through on the first pass, so a little over a quarter of the way done, and it's been about 25 minutes. It took me about 25 minutes to get I don't know, 1.5 feet, something like that. There's nothing else in the world happening right now but this. That's how you slow time down, by the way. You ever have those days and you're like, where did the time go? Well, that happens because your brain is going in 500 different directions, and you're living in your thoughts instead of being in the moment. Just pull the thread through the hole, put the needle in the next hole. Now if you decide to do this to your bedroll, obviously it's going to shorten it a little bit, but you want this pocket to be big enough to hold a thick enough stick where it's not going to break. So I did kind of measure it against my body. I laid down on it, and I sat up and looked at where my heels were, and then I folded this back to that point. Hello? Hello?
Hi, this is Sam from Marketplace. How are you?
Okay, Sam, how are you doing today?
I'm doing very well. How are you?
I'm doing very well also as well too.
Oh, that's great. You're residing in North Carolina?
Sometimes I live there.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah, what you are calling me for? What you are calling for? What you are calling?
My job is just provide you benefits on your health insurance. You have insurance, right?
Right, but I think you are trying to scam me. Why? How come no? You are trying to scam.
What do you say?
What do you say? Are you scamming me?
Scam?
Yeah, you scam me.
You know what the month is?
What is what?
What is month?
You know what is Black Mamba?
Mamba. Let me search in Google.
Okay, all right. You look that up. That's me right there. I am Black Mamba.
Mamba is a snake.
Yes, right. Me, snake.
Oh, you snake?
Yes, for you identify a snake, a female snake with boobies. Right. Okay, you have a good day. Nice try. You try scam me, big boy. Okay, bye.
This is not a scam,
Okay.
by the way.
Yeah, don't believe you. Don't believe you. All right, I got the first pass done. Then we're gonna I'm gonna backtrack everywhere I see it come through. I'm gonna put the needle, and that way I have a line to follow on the top side now. So everywhere you see a gap here, it'll have thread on it. Okay, so like right there, I'm gonna put the needle right there. Now pay attention to the top side, make sure it comes out right where it should. Flip it over, make sure the thread went through, didn't bird nest. And then right on to the next one. Yeah, this side's going way faster. I've only been sewing for about 15 minutes and I'm about 2/3 of the way done. All right, I'm to the end. I'll show you how I close up a hand stitch. So I'll just go back one stitch and I'll go underneath it. And I'll take my loop and I'll wrap it around the needle 3 times. 1, 2, 3. And then I'll just pull it through. Make sure it stays untangled the whole time. My kitty cat hanging out under the bird feeder, trying to be sneaky. So with these grommets, I'm going to go straight through the hem because this is going to be the strongest part without me having to reinforce it. No going back now. There we go. First grommet installed. All right, now I've got the 4 corners done. So I'm going to put a series of grommets going down this side and the other side. And it's not so much for hanging it in tarp style, but it's to keep the sides from flopping down when I hang it up in a hammock configuration. It'll all make sense when you see it. Not just a bedroll anymore. It's a hammock, a rain fly, a bedroll. Several uses for one product. I like that. Now that that's done, let's cut some poles down and let's try to hang it. See, I'll put the bigger pole in the pillow section. And this is the pocket that I sewed today. Well, it's hanging, it's off the ground. So let's get these sides laced up. I sat in it just briefly, and it is going to stretch your bedroll. I'm sure about that. Should have burned the ends on my paracord. All right, let's see what this thing's like. Oh my goodness. Oh, that is so comfortable. Man, this might be my new favorite hammock. This is nice. It's like not squishing me on the sides like a regular parachute hammock would do. It like mushes your shoulders in. Wow, yeah, this is cool. Definitely worth the labor. Very nice. See how bad it stretched it out. Oh wow, that sucks. Ooh. All right, so there's some pros and cons, and you can see them. It's got a nice belly in it now, and I don't know if that's gonna come out. Probably not. I don't know, it might. But anyway, there you have it. That's how you turn a bedroll into a hammock. If you didn't already have that tube down there, you could sew it in. You could take it to a seamstress and have them sew it up. Probably cost you $10 and they'll be done in 5 minutes. Or you can be stubborn like me and do it yourself with a needle and thread. So anyway, you know the drill. Southwoods Outdoor Adventure. I'm Jonathan. Thank you for watching, and I will catch you next time. Peace.